And good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, and welcome to No Game Scheduled, the show where we talk about sports, even when there are, in fact, no game scheduled. I'm your host, John Massey, joined alongside, as always, Matthew Lamsky, Caleb Bernard, and the host of It's My Turn with Anthony Hudson.
Yes, sir.
Anthony Hudson. We have been on break for a little bit. We took a little bit of time off there because everything kind of got wrapped up with NHL playoffs, NBA playoffs. We wanted to take a little bit of time to ourselves. And now we're back because you know what else is back, gentlemen?
Football.
I was gonna say somebody's gonna say it. We'll sit
Football.
here for an hour and say nothing. Perfect. Let's go around the horn and just kind of update life on what everyone's going on here. Caleb, how have you been? Still a Cubs fan, I see. How's that working out for you lately?
They're on a skid, man. They're just,
I
the
want to
wheels
cut
starting
you
to
off
come
right
off.
there and bring back. I'm going to cut you off and remind everyone that famous Instagram reel that we posted on our Instagram. Go check us out at the No Game Schedule Pod. Caleb previously said that the Cubs are winning games, so I'm watching them, meaning that Caleb does not watch Cubs games if they are losing. So by that standard, Caleb has not watched a Cubs game in 2 weeks. Matt, what do you think about that?
I think the Cubs are gonna Cub, baby. That's what happens. The Cubs, they don't have pitching, so that's all it comes down to. They just don't have pitching. Pete Carr Armstrong, who's that guy? He fell off.
Pete LaCroix Armstrong has been
Drastically.
falling off. He was the MVP frontrunner for the National League, and it seems to have been taken over by Kyle Schwarber. We might talk about this at the end of the episode. Anthony Hudson is on top of the world right now. He just got extended at the Northwest Indiana Times, so we're
What's
very
up?
happy for him. Ant, football season's coming up, man. You got to be real excited. I mean,
Oh
you're
man.
just bored out of your mind during these months.
Yes, man. Been bored out of my mind watching baseball. Who watches
All right,
that? Like for
relax.
real.
Let's.
All
I don't
right,
like
come
that.
on,
I don't
man.
like your negative tone. I
America,
don't like your negative
America,
tone.
America sport is football. We know that. Come on, man. But no, I'm just playing. But anyway,
Foot.
football.
Yeah, go ahead,
Get
Ant.
mad.
Finish it off. Lead us
Football is
into it.
Batman. Football is Batman. I'm so excited because honestly, a lot of headlines going on. I mean, we already know what the top headline is, so we're not even gonna bring that up. We're gonna bring it up later. What it's a lot of just seeing guys that are just can they progress? Can they do good from college? A lot of college collegiate athletes that are going to the NFL. Can they do better? And I'm just excited, man. I'm just excited. As far as teams that I've been looking at, of course we've been looking at the Browns. Of course everybody been looking at the Steelers. See what Aaron Rodgers is going to do. My Falcons are looking on top of the world. The Bears won the off season. Can they do better this year? So many great headlines going up. So let's see.
Anthony Hudson with an absolute perfect transition into our first topic. It's almost like we have done this before and we've also prepared for the show. The NFL preseason started this past weekend, so week one of the preseason is in the books. I'm going to start off with a hot question here. And I know you'll have an extended answer for us here, but I want to hear something from Caleb and Matt before we let you answer. The NFL preseason, gentlemen, I just have 3 words here followed by a question mark. Does it matter? I'm genuinely curious on what you guys think. I've heard a lot of discourse online of what really is the point of the NFL preseason. I'm interested to see what you guys think and answer the question, does it matter? Caleb, we can start with you.
Does it matter in terms of the record? A team could be 0-3 and still make the Super Bowl. It's going to be fine. But in terms of the players, they're fighting for starting jobs right now. They're starting for bench. They're fighting for a position on the team. So it may not matter to the fan outright. The Bears can get curb stomped by a team. I wouldn't put much weight into it. But, these players are fighting for a job and a livelihood. So I would say yes, it does matter.
You're saying there's levels? You're saying there's levels to this ish?
Yeah, there are levels.
Matt, how about you? You seem convinced there.
I think it matters. I mean, I see a lot of people. I will say there's been a lot of injuries this preseason, but I see a lot of people saying it's like this is why we need to get rid of the preseason. Like you're not gonna stop injuries just because the preseason's going on. You're either gonna add more or you're just delaying the inevitable. That's all it is. You're not gonna stop injuries. I don't know why everybody thinks like, oh, we have to change it to turf and change everything to real grass. Like, listen, they will get injured on real grass. It does not matter. If you are going to get, if God says you're going down and your ACL's going away that game, guess what? Your ACL's gone. There's nothing to stop it.
It's an
Matt
amazing
taking
point.
a biblical sense to the NFL preseason, not the train of thought I thought we were going to. And man, you touched upon it a little bit there in your intro of the topic, but I'll let you diverge a little bit more. Do you think the NFL preseason matters in what regards? Speak on the players, the teams, the record. Tell us all about it in your opinion.
The preseason matters literally to everyone except the fans. If we're being honest,
That's a
literally,
great point.
literally.
That's a
I
great
mean,
point.
it gives a chance for the media people to ramp up and get better as far as that. It gets better for the locker room. It gets better to create cuts. That's a hard thing to do, man. It's a hard thing to do if you're a GM to have these all like at least like 60 to 70 caliber guys and to cut 17 of them to 53 man roster. And the only way you're going to know that they're great or they're going to play good is sadly or not sadly on an actual game, like on a preseason game. That's the only way that guy that could possibly go from a third round playing solid to a future All Pro one day. That's the only way you're gonna know is through the preseason. So, like I said, for the fans, it's just like it's just a waiting game. It's just a waiting game. But you could wait 1 month. You could wait 1 month. It's just literally just 1 month until you can see some actual prime time hard hitting football. But for the players, it's like Caleb just said, it's their one shot to get there. Lower record players.
Yeah, it's not the players, it's not the marquee guys on your team, right? Like we know who the first 20 guys starting are before preseason begins. Obviously, they're not going to force Patrick Mahomes or Tyreek Hill to go out there and prove themselves. We know that's who it is. But like you said, excuse me, it's a great point of you got guys who are getting drafted in the later rounds. Probably didn't go to like a huge school, did not participate in the college football playoff, and we need to put these guys through the runner. And we're going to talk about the Bears in great length in the middle portion of this episode. But I mean, just quickly jumping forward to that, you look at the Bears game yesterday, and Ben Johnson's calling plays on fourth down in the red zone in a preseason game, right? You just got to know how those guys are going to react. Like I said, we'll come back to that later. Let's move on to some more specific games here in the week 1 of the NFL preseason. We're going to jump to a very specific moment here in a very specific game. The Miami Dolphins
Jacksonville Jaguars.
The Jacksonville Jaguars. I don't know why there's too many teams in Florida. The Jacksonville Jaguars, Cam Little hit a 70-yard field goal in a game just before halftime. Gentlemen, I looked it up. Stat tracked this and double checked my work. This is the longest field goal in football at any level. It's never happened in college, never happened in high school, never happened in the pros. And the worst part about it is it technically will not count for anything. And so I'm going to shoot it to you guys here. I feel like this could be a hot debate. Do you think this should be integrated into the record books? How do you think this field goal should be remembered?
It should not be integrated to the record books because, like I said, preseason does not matter as far as the number wise. It does not matter. I just say that. But it should not be integrated to the play. It's just tough. I'm just gonna stop. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. It's just tough. I mean, that's just tough. That's just like it's literally like just having like a portfolio that like you show to your job employee. Like, oh, I did this, I did that. And they're like, okay, that's cool. You didn't get the job though. Like that's what it feels like. Like hopefully he gets a job. Hopefully it boosts his resume. But like that's literally it. It should not be integrated. It's just something that we won't even be talking about 2 weeks from now, which is sad.
I feel like it's a super tough conversation to have because it's not passing yards, it's not rushing yards, it's not how much you do. It's really just you got to go out there one time and do it, and he hit it with room to spare, mind you. He probably could have backed up a little bit more, but I think that's just why so many people are talking about it. Matt, what do you think?
I think that if you include any records from the preseason, I think that you're going to see a lot more of like I'm trying to think of like imagine if Antonio Brown was still like healthy and like sane. He would 100% go out there and drop like 500 yards on like some 7th round undrafted kid who
What do
just
you
got
mean
like
if he
picked
was
up.
still sane?
You know what I mean. he would like there'd be like Aaron Rodgers, little more of an egomaniac. He would absolutely go out there and just like torch some poor like, I don't know 20-year-old kid fresh
I
out
don't
of
think anyone's
college. You know
talking
what I mean?
about. I don't
Like
think
like there
not.
like there'd be more stat padding, and I don't like that.
I don't think we're talking about. No one's talking about integrating all of the preseason stats into regular season records. I think everyone is just specifically referring to this 70-yard field goal. Like
Yeah,
you,
but if you
you're
do it
blown.
for one, you got to do it for all.
Yeah, if someone hits a 71-yard field goal next week, yeah, I'd integrate that too. But we're I'm not talking about rushing and passing yards. I'm talking about a very specific instance and a very niche activity in the NFL. Caleb.
I mean, surely, Duval can put up a little, plaque or something for him, right? Because that they need something to celebrate over there. There's not much going on down there, so they can put up a little plaque.
There should just be a road. There should just be a
The
road.
road.
They mark it out for 70 yards. They like paint the curb. This is Cam Littleway.
Do you want a statue of him as well? Like what's going on?
I'm talking about
But
painting
just
the
put a little-
sidewalk, and you're over
little
here jumping a
plaque.
statue. No one said that.
But the funny thing is, like, we're talking about this one stat. What if he hits this? What if he hit it again? Honestly, like, what if he hit it again? That's just how good he might be. Honestly, he might hit a 71-yarder. We never know.
Is this guy a rookie? Is this like a returning player
No
for the
one's-
Jaguars?
No,
They picked him from the stands.
It's just a guy. Now, I would say you had to put that in the record book if it was just some guy they pull out of stands. If Mike McDaniels walked up to the crowd and allowed them to call it a play, and he picked out a player to hit a 70-yard field goal, we're putting that guy in the Hall of Fame.
Imagine like
Easily.
some guy super drunk like Shane Gillis. He just goes out there and nails a 70-yarder. Dude, you're in a Hall of Fame,
Super
bro.
drunk Shane Gillis is probably more athletic than most men, the average man. Let's get off of this real quickly. It's just a little fun topic of conversation. Let's talk about something a little bit more serious. Ant alluded to it in his preamble. Somehow I knew exactly what he was talking about when he was referring to it. Shedeur Sanders has a really good outing. Matt's not ready to have this conversation.
What?
Caleb,
No,
that's the wrong way, dude. Turn that around.
No.
Turn that
I mean,
around, Caleb.
He's right. He's right. I was just not expecting that.
Matt, you better hope to God our editor
He's
cuts
right.
that out.
He's right. He's right.
Matt-
No, he's right.
For those of you just listening, Anthony Hutz, you know what we're not even talking about. I'm not giving you a play-by-play in the post game. If you were here to watch it, you saw it.
Oh, okay.
If you were here, you saw it. Shedeur Sanders had a very good preseason game, first game of his NFL career. Once again, asterisks of first game of his NFL career. A lot of people bringing up the fact that why did this guy drop so late? Everyone got into it again about his attitude, about what was he doing in these interviews pre-draft. He must have gone in just killed someone. He just walked in, he pulled out that Joker gun, the barrel's this long, and he just shot someone in the chest because he had a very good game, and there unfortunately is no denying it. He played really well, Anthony.
Yeah, he did play really well. Very first drive that he had was a little shaky. He threw some incomplete passes that were over the wide receiver, and I'm just like, oh, Shedeur, come on now, first game, come on. And then he realized, oh, I'm playing against Carolina. All I gotta do is just scramble, roll around, get some good targets. I think he finished with 119 yards, 2 touchdowns, if I'm not correct. Either 113 or 119, but he played
out of 23. I got it for you right here. Out of 23 attempts, he completed 14, 138 yards, 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions.
There we go.
Cleveland Browns Tyler Huntley, 8 attempts, 6 completed, 51 yards, 1 touchdown as well. Shedeur finished the game with a 106.8 QBR rating.
Yeah.
There you go.
But thank you for that. I appreciate that. But
You're welcome.
It just shows that if he could play 2 to 3 more games, man.
Excuse me. He also had 4 rushes for a total of 19 yards, an average of 4.8, the longest being a 10-yard rush.
That's good. That's good.
Sorry, there you go.
No. That's good. That's good. And like I said, if he could play 2 to 3 more games like that, he could literally be the first one. He could literally be not the first one. He could literally be a starter. And just to say that, I just don't understand how he fell so low. I don't understand why he was so low into the rankings. But we're not even gonna go to that. right now,
I am. I will.
right now, if Shador Sanders played 2 to 3 more games like he did last game, then there's no way you can't put him at the number one position over Joe Flacco, over Dylan Gabriel. You could put him at that number one position because he's been playing good. He's been, as far as scrambling, that was the number one thing for me. Could he scramble? Could he get out the pocket? Could he not hold the ball for so long? And he played fast. He played loose. That second or third play when he broke two defenders on the play, got around and threw the ball away. And said, okay, Shador looking honestly fit. He looking like he could actually scramble and get some yards as far as that. But Shador, if he could play 2 to 3 games like that, I promise you, he could. He should be that number one spot. And if he's not, and it's just the stigma, I don't know, man. It's just y'all hate him. That's what I have to say.
I will go there very quickly, Ant. I mean, everyone has their own reason of why. I mean, I don't understand it. I really don't. I don't get why he dropped so low. I don't think he should have been that far. Him dropping to the second round, like in the pre-draft, like I kind of understood that, but dropping that far, at the end of the day, why teams passed on him, we'll never know the answer. But I think a part of it just has to be that it was just a way for the Cleveland Browns or whoever just to save money and not have to pay him, because the type of player he is expected to be, along with who he is personality-wise off the field, you would have to pay him a lot of money. I mean, look at the money Caleb Williams got, like a $20 million signing bonus last year. I mean, Shadur's a box office type player. Maybe not in skill, but in personality wise, if that makes sense. So part of me truly believes that it was just a way for teams to not have to pay him. I'm not saying that's the only reason. I'm saying that's just a reason. Agree with it, disagree with it, all you want. Caleb, what was your opinion of Shadur's outing, and do you think it's a sign for better times for him?
Watching the other people drafted above him perform, Tyler Slough had a terrible game in New Orleans. A terrible time. But Wiseman once said, they told me to bust down my AP. Perfect timing. And he was there. He was active. I literally had coworkers coming up to me talking about, bro, did you see Shador show out against the Carolina defense? No, I hadn't seen it. But he's playing. He's playing well. I think he's proven the haters wrong. I think he's proving Cleveland wrong. Because someone in Cleveland, he was talking to the reporters too. There seems to be at least a coup or a circle of people in Ohio that do not want to see this man succeed.
It's more than Ohio.
There's multiple teams. Like, listen, there's teams that aren't going to take him because obviously their quarterback room is fine, right? So you can knock off maybe we'll just say 10 teams. You can knock off 10 teams.
You could say half the
list
league.
that obviously,
you could say half.
Yeah,
the league
sure. That are just not going to draft a quarterback. It's very obvious that they're not going to. So let's just say there's 20 to 15 teams that had a reason to draft him. I mean, I just don't get it. I mean, the Bears aren't going to take him, with how many draft picks they had. But you're talking about, I think another part of the problem is too, and this really sucks. We'll stay on it. I think part of the reason that Shador didn't get drafted by a couple of teams is because there were still some teams waiting for the Aaron Rodgers sweepstakes. And that sucks. That's awful, in my opinion. You can't even deny that happened. The Steelers legit did that. The Steelers legitimately did that.
I don't know about multiple different teams. I mean, you could definitely say the Steelers in that sense.
I can definitely think of 3 teams right now.
Yeah,
Caleb's
There was 5 teams. There was 5 teams.
Caleb, go on.
Thank you, Saints, Giants, who else? Las Vegas,
the Steelers,
right? Las Vegas.
The Steelers for sure.
Steelers. And I'm sure I'm forgetting someone, but, and even then you could look at you're telling me he can't be a backup? Or at least...
5!
No, because I'm trying to think.
He's like, it's...
No, Pittsburgh, hold on. Pittsburgh, New York, even Dallas, I could have seen Dallas.
That's not a thing, y'all.
Dallas?
Seattle?
He's just gonna go
Seattle?
He's just going to go... That's not even...
You don't think he could take on Geno Smith?
No!
You mean Sam
You don't think a QB battle between Geno Smith and Shador Sanders?
No, no,
Wait,
no.
we just skipped so
Disagree.
much.
I
He's
really-
just
I just
he's
love
just
how-
listing
I made-
teams to list teams.
It's literally,
I
He's
love-
not.
it
I
is
made-
listen.
I was making a really good point, and Caleb took my point and threw it in the garbage disposal and turned it on.
You was making.
I made a really good
we
point.
listed-
I made a really good point how there was a handful of teams who didn't draft Shadur because they wanted to get Aaron Rodgers and not upset him, and then Caleb went through the Cowboys in the list. The Cowboys were not. The
Tennessee.
Cowboys were
No,
not.
I forgot about the 15.
The Cowboys
I
were
forgot
not
about
in
the
the air.
15.
You're just naming teams who need a quarterback. I'm talking about teams who wanted to get Aaron Rodgers. Are you listening to the statement I
He's
made?
gonna go to the CFL eventually because he's gonna run out of teams.
The Saskatoon Musketeers could have used Shadur Sanders.
The Birmingham Raiders just started listing USFL teams.
No,
Okay.
obviously the Titans were going to get Shadur, but like there were a handful of teams that could have used them.
I'm so lost.
Caleb is no
You got
longer
me.
speaking on this
I'm
topic.
so
Go
lost.
ahead, Ant.
I don't even know where
Go
to
ahead.
begin. Wow, I gotta literally recalculate my brain, try to create. Because I was literally.
How about we just
I was
move
literally
on,
just
Ant?
gonna
Are you good with that?
No, I was no. Let me say one thing about Shadur. Let me say because I had it in my head, but that just threw me off. Okay. So I feel like Darren Rodgers take two. I'll give you that. But you know the real. You know the real.
I'm
reason.
st-
You
real
know
quick,
the
I'm
real
saying
reason.
there's like
You know what I'm gonna say. You know what I'm gonna say, right?
I know what you're gonna say, and I'm not gonna discredit you. There's definitely part of that in there. I won't.
I feel like
but
it's kind of 50-50. Not 50-50.
I know the.
I feel
I don't
it's
say.
like-
I don't know. It's not 50-50
It's not 50-50.
because there's not.
It's like
It's not 50 because there's more than two reasons.
Yeah,
there's more than two reasons.
right.
Every team now we're not gonna refer to it. Just go watch previous episodes. But like, does every team have the reason you have, Ant? More than likely. Now, is every team, is it the same percentage of reasons? No. I mean, teams have a different reason
No,
for
you're right.
everybody.
You're right.
I mean, once again, you can. I think, me personally, I think another huge part of it is his dad. I genuinely think that. I don't think it's anything Shadur did. I just don't think people wanted to deal with Dion, and that's a reason. All right. People some teams wanted Aaron Rodgers. Matt, we're having a serious conversation here, sir.
I just keep thinking about how Jerry is like in a movie and he's like in TV shows and Caleb's like, yeah, you should have drafted Shadur. Yeah.
The premium he was at, yeah.
That
He
is
just-
not-
He's
that is
paying.
not-
He didn't want to pay Mika Parsons, and Caleb was like, "Yeah, Jerry, they're gonna love him. They'll love him."
Wait, okay, round 4, you don't think Jerry should have sniffed around a little bit? Dak's not getting any younger. Who's the backup? Trey Lance?
Neither is Jerry Jones, but like, you know. I will be a guest on the It's My Turn podcast this week. Me and Ant are going to have a serious discussion about this in length. And in the meantime, Matt Lamsky and Caleb Bernard are going to argue about Jerry Jones and what his thought process is on a daily basis. Let's
Did you
move
mash up
on.
my
I think
bananas?
that's a great idea.
That's what his thought process is.
What should I put on my cottage cheese today? Let's move on. Matt came up with this topic today, so we'll let Matt lead through this one. Let's have a first week of the NFL preseason. There's several star players that did not play, but let's talk about some incredibly early overreactions. Who do you think's winning the Super Bowl, and who do you think is winning MVP? Matt, you started the subject. You get to lead off.
Well, MVP is a little more, I think, open, but I am gonna go on a limb here, and oh God, I'm gonna hate myself. I'm gonna say, I'm gonna say Josh Allen is going back to back. I think he's gonna go back to back. I know they lost a lot of people. If it's not Josh Allen, I think that Jared Goff is another pick that I have, or Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson is like my safety net, but like Josh Allen and Jared Goff for some reason are just calling my name. As far as Super Bowl goes,
so is putting it all on black, but you don't listen to your brain when you say that.
as far as Super Bowl goes, I kind of think the Chiefs are gonna pull one this year. I do. Like they have some devil magic again. I don't know what it is.
No, I think that whole thing is done.
I don't
think
know.
they're actually gonna have to like go out
No,
and
no,
compete
no,
now.
No.
Hey, back up and listen to my words. Heed my voice. the Chiefs as a team are not done, but the whole like getting calls from the refs and the devil magic, that's over with, I think. I think they're just going to have to like straight up compete like a football team now.
I
And
think
on that regard, I still think they can win.
But that's
I
not
You
gonna make
think
it
understand?
Patrick
easier.
Mahomes would sacrifice the rest of Travis Kelsey's career if it
Well,
means
he
he
already
got
did that. I don't know
another
if you know
Super
this or
Bowl.
not. Kelsey's career was over last year. He just he doesn't know it yet.
He just participated.
Yeah, no one's informed. No one's informed Travis Kelsey that he
Oh my
did in fact
goodness.
retire after the last Super Bowl. I don't think his girlfriend told him either. I think she's like an up and coming music star. I don't know about that.
She's a distraction.
He's dating someone?
And you said that pretty definitively.
I really
You
don't
gotta-
care. I really don't
Record
care,
that,
but I'm just
record
saying.
that, and put it on Instagram. Anthony Hudson does not
Hold
like
on,
women.
hold on. I need a
And,
career. No.
clip it and ship it. Send that into the Times.
I know just talking about the NFL. You know, the
No,
NFL
I think
love Taylor Swift.
so. Here's why: because the NFL they made a very strong point of it during this preseason that they're going to start calling the and explain it to me if I say it incorrectly. Like the offensive line has to line up a specific way per the rules.
For
Like
the not you talking which what for you talking about for a different formation? What are you talking about? Say-
yeah, the
say that again?
formation. I'm trying to think of the rule. They called it several times throughout this past weekend, but it's like some guy's head, like the left guard's head, has to be like at the center's chest or something.
Okay,
you know
okay,
what
I
I'm
see
talking
what you're saying. Yeah,
and
I see
it's a
what you're saying.
rule, and everyone, the big deal about it, every single broadcast brought it up is like the Kansas City Chiefs got away with it last year because they used to do it so much, like they were lining up.
Trent Williams is a Hall of Famer. He's been doing that.
Yeah, and so I
Chiefs
think they're
do it.
making.
I don't know. I
Yeah,
guess so.
sure.
I
And I
don't
think
know.
I
guess
think the
so.
NFL's like making a point with the whole like once again we talked about like this was a thing in the Bills game from last year, like making sure wide receivers check in with the referees and like are actually lined up.
Yeah.
That rule, making sure the offensive linemen the NFL's kind of cracking down on all these rules that the Chiefs have kind of exploited. I'm not going to say they're cheating; they just exploited the rules. And the refs not calling them. That's a smart coaching staff, if you ask me.
Okay.
That's not cheating, right?
Yeah.
So I think if they're cracking down on all these rules, it's kind of back to an even playing field. That being said, Andy Reid is a top 3 coach in the NFL right now, paired with generational quarterback, and also the Kansas City Chiefs development team just keeps pulling guys out of the woodwork. So I agree with Matt. It's just not for the same reasons. It's not devil magic. I think they're just a very good football team.
Yeah. I definitely felt that honestly, and Devil's Magic. That's hilarious. I'm sorry, but
I mean, I'm not going to deny that was real, but
that was definitely what I feel like. I definitely feel like that was real. But as far as the teams that I feel like are going to go good, my bad. I feel like the Bills and the Ravens could be just the most ironic, generic answer. Of course, we could every year we could say Josh Allen or Lamar Jackson, but why don't we give Jaden Daniels a shot? Man? Did you see Debo Samuel and how like he's in fit top tier shape?
yeah, he looks like
is
the
looking-
dishes in my sink right now.
I don't know. I don't know what you mean by that, but okay, that was kind of
No, you know exactly what I mean by that. I was
Yeah.
very clear.
Okay. Yeah, he Matt Irby. But anyway,
He looks dirty.
He looks
No, washed. He looks washed,
Washed.
and you're the only one who didn't get it.
man,
Everyone
come
watching and
on.
listening to the show understood it immediately.
Wow.
You've been cut off. Here's my prediction for the Super Bowl. This is my letterbox review of Sinners. I said the Bills are definitely winning the Super Bowl. If you saw the movie Sinners, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Okay, let me come back.
Okay. All right, go
Jaden
ahead.
Daniels, Jaden Daniels. Okay, he already had
Sure.
a great season as of last year. Honestly, a season that nobody predicted to have. And this year, Scary Terry, ship him out there. If you don't want to play for the Commanders, let him go. Debo Samuel is going to have an amazing year. Like, I mean, like, maybe not like a MVP season, but like that 2021 season when he had with the 49ers when they lost to the Rams. That is the year he's going to have, and it's going to help Jaden Daniels. They're already looking good, flourishing on defense. So I feel like Jaden Daniels, as far as MVP wise, he could definitely win MVP, get at least probably close to the NFC Championship. But who's going to win this year? I definitely feel like it's going to be the Lions. Lions got it, man. I don't care. Yeah, I know, it's crazy.
Man, it's
crazy.
tough. No, it's tough.
Crazy. I know, it's definitely crazy. But Jameer Gibbs is still there. Still got Jamo Williams. Still have Jared Goff, who's on the uprise of his career. It just needed for them to get over the hump, and they got it. Because that year they lost to the 49ers. They should have won. They should have gone all the way. But this year they got it. They got it this year.
Caleb, really quickly give an answer to MVP and Super Bowl champions because I have a question for Ant that I want to loop back on real quick. So real quickly, Caleb, who do you think wins the Super Bowl? Who do you think wins MVP after week 1 of the preseason?
Super Bowl. Oh,
Yeah,
there's a couple.
It's the game in February.
Yeah, no, I know because I don't know why I like the Rams so much. I don't know.
I don't know
something
why you
about
like the Rams either.
Neither does a single person in this call, watching this video, or listening on
but
Spotify.
I don't think I'm gonna pick the Rams. Baltimore. You know what? I'm gonna say Baltimore. I'm gonna say Baltimore.
Okay.
What do you got for
It should be
MVP?
his
Real
year.
quick.
It should be his year. It should be his year.
It should be an easier route. MVP, bro. Oh, I was thinking Jaden, but I'm not gonna pick Jaden. I think a lot of people are gonna regress this year. I don't even think Lamar's gonna compete for it, but I don't think he'll get it. I'm thinking I'm going crazy with this one, right? So hear me out. Don't laugh. Baker Mayfield.
I want to point out that at the start of this, when I shot this to Caleb, I said, really quickly, give me an answer. And Caleb proceeded to then take 25
let him
minutes
cook.
of the
Let him
episode.
cook. Let him
No, he's
cook.
fine. I
Let
just
him
said
cook.
quickly do it, and he took the longest out of anyone.
And then my backup
I
is
hear
CJ
it.
Stroud.
I hear it. I hear it. I hear it.
CJ Stroud?
Bounce
If
back
are his
season,
weapons
comeback player of the
healthy?
year. Comeback player of the year.
Are his weapons healthy? Does he have a run game?
Joe Shiesty.
And then Joe Burrow. I was thinking Joe Burrow too,
Joe
but no, I
Shiesty?
think
I think
he just needs to
I
turn around.
think that out of all the names listed, I think that's who I would go with. I think Joe Burrow has an extraordinarily high amount of stuff to prove this upcoming season. I mean, Joe Burrow has more to prove than the entire Bengals organization as a whole. I mean, he's out here on First Take championing every player on his team, saying, we have the money, let's bring everyone back. And then they do. And then it's like, okay, dude, you asked for us to burn our salary cap. You got to do something with it. And let me go back to you real quick. We're going to get into our Bears conversation after this question. This one's just for Ant. And Matt, I want you to touch in on it as well. Matt talks about this a lot. How do you think Jaden Daniels doesn't deal with a sophomore slump? I mean, a lot of the reasons why guys will excel in their rookie season is because there's not a lot of film about them, and you don't see him in the NFL, which is a different play style and with coaches. So how do you think Jaden Daniels, if you think he's an MVP candidate, how do you think he doesn't deal with that? What do you think he's got in his corner going for him?
Well, like I said, with Debo Samuel, it's going to take that other guy, one guy, to have an MVP season on his team. So it's going to take that second guy, that star talent wide receiver, that star talent running back, to have an MVP season to put Jaden Daniels to where, okay, I'm going to have a good season no matter what. And he might slump. He might slump a little bit in numbers. It might not even be the best numbers compared to last season, but he's going to be MVP caliber because he and Debo is going to have a collab duo, win 14 to 15 games, and you already know as a quarterback, if you win 14 to 15 games and get at least 4,000 yards, you're automatically going to be looked upon as MVP, top 10, top 5, and nominees. So that's the biggest thing that I feel like it's going to be that wide receiver Debo Samuel that's going to have a great season next year. That's going to be the reason why. I mean, you look at Jalen Hurts, who had recovered from his not sophomore year slump, but the slump year before. Saquon Barkley. I mean, that's literally the whole reason why. So, and we don't even bash Jalen Hurts as much as we do anymore because of that. So, yeah, definitely.
Heard it here first. We're going to move on and talk about our favorite team in the Chicagoland area, and that is the Chicago Bears. Tying their game against the Miami Dolphins. Both teams were in field goal positions. Both teams had 4 possessions in field goal position at the end of the game. Neither of them scored. That's unbelievable. If you ask me, I don't even know how that's possible. Let's get right into it. I have several notes here. I have 5 different notes. So we might as well just rattle them off here. You guys want to jump in at any point? My first note that I written down is Austin Booker, 3 sacks, a forced fumble. Last year did pretty much the same thing against the first game against the Bills with 3 sacks. Obviously, it's preseason. We talked about it, how little it matters, how much it matters, whatever. But if we're talking about for players it matters because you're trying to get a contract, that's a really good resume. Here's my portfolio, as you said, and look at me now. That's a very good item to put in your portfolio.
It definitely is, honestly. And I know people will say it's preseason, you're going against the number 2 line. It does not matter. If you are able to come off the edge, be able to fit in the schemes of the defense, it doesn't matter if you put him in on number 1s or number 2s. If he could play it well, fit the scheme, he's going to play good. So that's great. I love it. I really do.
I want to share you guys with something. I was watching the game with my dad, and unsolicited, but that typical list, like Midwestern dad core, where he just like says a statement, but it's like somehow the most accurate thing you've ever heard in your entire life. It was Maurice Alexander caught that first touchdown for the Bears, right? I mean, crazy vertical, a good throw from Tyson Bagent. Obviously, could have been better, but coverage was strong. Went up there, went and got it. And my dad just said right there, he goes, "That's the preseason. That's what the preseason's about." And he said this. He goes, "The preseason is who wants it. Who wants a contract? Who wants a spot on the team? Who's going to go out there on a 4th down in a preseason game against the Miami Dolphins? Quinn Ewers is the quarterback, all right? Who's going to go out there and make a play?" And I think that as true as that is, I mean, that's what the preseason is at the end of the day. And this is the thing I'm going back to. The preseason, does it matter? Yes, it does, because it's going to show you. If you're not going to work hard in a preseason game, what's going to make me think you're going to work hard in the regular season in a divisional matchup between the Lions on Thursday Night Football? You know what I mean?
I definitely feel
and so
that.
I think that's where it is. And if you got a guy like Austin Booker and you got a guy like Maurice Alexander going Superman into the phone booth, grabbing footballs and forcing fumbles, if they're doing that in a preseason game against the Miami Dolphins with Quinn Ewers as the quarterback, once again, I will not stop saying it. The guy should not be in the league. What do you think this guy's going to do in a divisional matchup? So, hey, I call him Quinn Sewers for a reason. Caleb, here we go. I'll go off to you on the Bears.
I was impressed with Bagent, how he did place the ball. There was some drops that I was a bit worried about. But, I mean, it is preseason. You're fighting for your job.
That is one of the things I wrote is catch the ball. There's too many guys not catching the football in the Bears game. Matt is profusely agreeing.
I will say, if you notice something this season, the end zones are painted. Like, the end zones are actually painted of solid color, which is very different for the Bears. Usually it's just green. But apparently Ben Johnson wanted to implement colored end zones so that way they blend into the turf and, defense and offense would be affected slightly. So I found that interesting as well. The first time seeing it with my eyes. So
that's all. Wait, wait. Is that all you have? You stop talking. Wait a minute. You just want to talk about the end zone colors? You don't have anything else. No other constructive criticism. You're just like
lots of drops.
They're blue.
I mean, lots of drops. Bagent. I mean, placed the ball well. I mean, I don't know what do you want me to say. I mean. It was a
Caleb's one takeaway from the Bears preseason game is that clip from Breaking Bad where he goes, "Why are you blue?" What do you have to offer, Matt?
All right, I actually, I do agree that
I didn't take notes.
Man, there was so many drops. Like there was a couple I was watching,
way too many,
and there were so many that just fell through his hands. And I'm not gonna say that Bagent placed the ball perfectly every time. But I was thoroughly impressed with Bagent. I was a little shocked with how impressed I was with him. Another thing that I thought was really good, I thought the play calling was great. I was so happy with Ben Johnson. I mean, okay, it's preseason. We're not going to pretend like Mike McDaniels is going to go easy on a preseason game. Mike McDaniel is one of the best coaches in the league. I'm not gonna give him a rating because he'll go up and down depending on the individual. Depending on us, he might be 15th for me. He might be top 10 for you, Ant. I don't know. I'm not going to give him a rating. He's a good coach. He's he's above definitely the half of the league. He's a good coach. One thing that I thoroughly enjoyed in the game was the defense. I mean, we've always had a strong defense as the Bears. I mean,
It's the only thing we've ever really had.
it's the only yeah, right. It's the only thing we've ever been good at. I'm happy, and a lot of coaches do this, but I feel like Ben Johnson was doing this. He was doing it. It means more to me as a Bears fan when he does it versus somebody like Andy Reid. He's going for it on like it's like 4th and 7, and he's just going for it. And like every coach is gonna go for it in preseason. It's preseason. Who cares? Like the punter needs some reps, but the first game of the season, I want to see what the team has in a 4th and 7. What do I want to call in the situation? And that meant so much to me as a Bears fan that he was trying not to get the punter out there. It meant so much to me, and I loved it. I don't agree with Caleb not dressing in the first game, but I understand why. Caleb is your QB1. I mean,
Well, I came up with a sensational theory for this the other day.
you want him to be healthy, but I think in the theatrics of it, you also want to hold him back so that way you're like, look what we've been cooking. Like you just have to wait and see. But I mean, I wanted Caleb to at least get one rep and give him like 4 downs. If he doesn't do anything, just pull him out. No need. Like we're in practice. It's fine. Like from the reports I heard from a lot of the offseason, this showed that it was all positive. I mean, like you guys saw a little bit of it too. That the Bears couldn't get this trick play right, or they were moving really slow during practices or whatnot. And I mean, it is practice, so they're working out the kinks. I feel like this. If you look at this Bears game and you're like, God, that sucked, we watched a completely different game. I was very happy with this result. Preseason, I don't care win or lose. I was happy with the way that the team played throughout all 4 quarters.
Came up with a theory just at the end of the game. Obviously, we're listening to it on local station, so we get Adam Hamid, one of the best broadcaster in Chicago, if you ask me. And he's talking about, I'll be back for whatever the 3rd preseason game because next week, Greg Olson and so are going to be on the call on Fox. I genuinely, it's not been released yet. Mark my word. Maybe it will be by the time this video comes out. Mark my words. Caleb will play the second game. I think teams are just saving their star players for the nationally televised preseason games. I think that's a genuine strategy that some teams are employing.
Okay. I felt that.
I mean,
it's not wrong.
It would be the smartest move. I mean, you're on a nationally televised game. This is a football country. Everyone loves football. Okay, who do you want to put out there? Do you want to put out Tyson Bagent and I don't even know his first name, Reed? No, you're going to put out Caleb Williams for a half. I think that's what's going to happen. That's really it. That's all I had. Matt, I agree with you though. There's a lot of good things to take away. Caleb mentioned it, and then he talked about the end zone for about 5 minutes. Just need to catch the ball. I mean, Luther Burden III and Loveland are like the 2 like pieces we really care about most right now. If you're a Bears fan, that's all you really care about is those 2 guys because you need offensive weapons. I think Loveland has a bigger role. Well, Loveland obviously has a bigger role than Burden will because Burden's a wide receiver and he's going to have to play behind DJ Moore and Roma Dunze. But Loveland's going to get a lot of reps this season.
If it becomes an issue, I hope that they consider, and I say they as in Ryan Poles and like some of the other front office and Ben Johnson, I hope they go and consider getting Scary Terry. I would love him. I loved him in college. I loved him when he got drafted by Washington. I mean, not many wide receivers get a captaincy in their 2nd year. That's unheard of. If the drops are becoming an issue, and I will hold on to this. I'm happy with these draft results. Man, oh man, I wish we had Marvin Harrison Jr. Man, like times like that, watching that game, I'm just like, man, he wouldn't drop that ball, So I'm happy with the results of that draft. I understand why we didn't get Harrison Jr. We got 3 other players in the first round. As a Bears fan, you can't be upset with that.
Williams.
Yeah, you can't be upset with that. But please, if it becomes an issue, just go get him. Just spend what you have to spend. You have a crap ton of cap space. Your defense is so deep. Just go get it. Just go get it.
You said that earlier with Ben Johnson and the offensive scheme that he's been doing, and how if Bayesian could come in and get those balls and get open wide receivers open and stuff like that. Even if, like you said, they weren't catching them because it's still preseason and everything. That's a testament to preseason and why you need it, just so the players can develop and get better. But if those players are getting open as far as that with Bayesian, oh man, when Caleb Williams come in and he flourished week 2, week 3, hopefully he could just, and even if he doesn't flourish, even doesn't play good, as long as he just find open receivers and can just find just a little bit of just a little bit of a niche to where he could just be comfortable out there, because that's what I want to see. That's good. Honestly, I really like you said that. The one key play that I saw towards the end of the game was, I don't know his name. I'm being honest with you. Number 30, that strip sack that he had, that was exciting. That was so exciting, honestly. But defense always going to play good. We already know that. All the defense always going to play good as far as that with the Bears.
I think, excuse me. Yeah, like you said, new defensive coordinator was Olsen. He was with the Saints. Now he's here. I think he's going to run a tight ship. I saw they put up these 2 stats during the game, and it's like, I don't know why. Like, people put blinders on. Like, they look at one, and they don't look at the other. They put up the first stat where it's like Caleb Williams has in NFL history the 4th most throws without an interception in his rookie season. And then they also put up the stat he was also sacked more times than anyone last year, 68 or whatever it was. But then I saw an additional one online. I don't know who posted it, but it was yeah, Caleb Williams got sacked 68 times. 24% of the time he held the ball for more than 5 seconds. And I get how maybe on a couple of those that can be Caleb Williams' fault, but no, let's call it what it is. The offensive scheme last year for the Bears was terrible. No one was open. He had to hold the ball for 5 seconds because he couldn't throw it up there.
I would also like to know the percentage of that
had,
on which he wasn't able to leave the pocket. You know what I mean?
No, the exact opposite. I want to know how many times he had to leave the pocket to scramble or he was going to die.
Crazy thing is, I don't think it's that. I think it's more what leaning to what Matt said. It was more of him staying in the pocket. I feel like the thing with Caleb Williams last year was that we expected him to play so loose and to play this hero circus ball so much at the point that he constrained himself and was in the pocket so much that he wasted time. And that first stat that you said where he was less as a rookie threw less interceptions overall, I feel like that's not good. I know that's good that's not good. If you're looking at stats, okay, that's appealing, but I want to see Caleb Williams throw the ball more. I want to see him play more freely, because that was the thing with Justin Fields. He didn't play freely to his 3rd year. By that time, he was already out of the locker room, but he didn't play freely. And I just want to see Caleb Williams to
another guy who had a really good preseason, by the way,
like he did at USC.
You know why? You know why he didn't throw the ball more? The end zones weren't blue. That's why. It's exactly why.
There we go. Wow, that's amazing.
Segment called I've Seen the Script. This is something we say a lot, where I've seen the script and we try to predict something that's yet to happen. If you're like me and Matt, you say something that is very much a real possibility. If you're like Caleb, it's something like, I don't know, the Martians are going to invade Mercury or something like that. I don't know.
Shohei wins NFL MVP.
yeah, that's the type of thing Caleb would say. But are you guys ready to? And this is how it's going to work. I'm going to say I've seen the script, and then you guys are going to give. You guys are gonna rank it on how accurate it is. Here's the ranking. You're either gonna say I have I got 20/20 vision, or I'm blind as a bat. That's the ranking scale. Tell me how clear my vision is as we get into this episode of I've Seen the Script. Obviously, NFL football is starting. Preseason happened, but obviously the biggest talk of the town is college football. This is a nation of college football at the end of the day. Arguably more popular than the NFL at some points. And the unofficial start, I mean, there's a lot of games going on, but everyone knows what I'm talking about when I say the start of the college football season. I don't know what, Matt, back away from the monitor. Number 1, Texas is taking on number 2 defending champ Ohio State at Ohio State in the shoe. I've seen the script, gentlemen, and I think that Texas is going to beat Ohio State in the shoe. To start
Bro, you're delusional.
No,
What?
I'm not. I've seen the script. Gentlemen. And
Welcome home,
This
baby.
is
Welcome home.
Ant-Man took his glasses off. This is great.
Welcome
This is
home.
how we build a segment. It's a rematch from the Cotton Bowl of last year. Ohio State absolutely flattened Quinn Ewers and the Texas Longhorns, but now Texas has a Manning at the helm. He will be the quarterback, barring injury, for the entire season. They have a very good wide receiving core. Ohio State is losing some pieces after their national championship win, and I think they're going to carry in that traditional Ohio State cocky energy. I think Texas beats Ohio State in week 1 of college football.
You are as blind as a bat. Let me.
Anthony Hudson is going very low on the scale here.
Now, if this was late into the season, I 100% agree with you. This is late into the season because I really do feel like Arch Manning could develop and play good later into the season. But you talk about Ohio State at the shoe. They just won the championship. They're coming back home. Oh my goodness, the amount of just atmosphere, the crowd, the surgeons. There's no way that Archie Manning is going to go into that building and win in the very first couple of weeks. Now we talking about later on, Archie Manning, he's going to have this. He's going to be the greatest. He's going to be the GOAT. He's going to be the GOAT, one of the greatest of all time. Later on, it can build into that, but first couple of weeks. At the shoe? Nah, man, that's not happening. But it's gonna build something though. It's definitely gonna build something up. I definitely feel like it's gonna build something up. But you might get blown out that first week.
Matt, go ahead. You disagree? You called me insane.
I don't think you're as blind as a bat. Like, I see the vision, right? But I need like 40-inch thick bifocals to see the vision. Does that make sense? I see it.
I understand.
But you're not walking into. I'm sorry. It's Manning's. It's going to be Manning's first full game as a college quarterback. Is it not?
That's not
it
true.
Is.
He played 5 games last year for Texas.
5, yeah.
But it. Okay, when did he play? Who did he play against? Did he play against the reigning champs in Ohio State? I'm sorry, man. Ohio State. There's a reason the Buckeyes are the highest priced ticket in college football. That atmosphere is second to none. No, that atmosphere is second to none. They will not win. I'm not going to say it's not going to be. Maybe it'll be a close game. Ohio State always loses a lot of players come draft time. They do. But they're Ohio State. They're going to. But you know what? Those players get drafted and they immediately get replaced by more players. Maybe better.
That bad boy. We ain't talking about one of the greatest wide receivers we ever seen grace this planet. And it's not Marvin Harrison Jr. It's Jeremiah Smith. And I don't care what quarterback you give that man. Oh my goodness, I don't care what quarterback you give that man. He's gonna.
I don't think.
Last year, Arch Manning led the Texas Longhorns to a 51-3 win over the ULM Warhawks. Excuse you. And the game after that, he led them to a 35-13 win over Mississippi State.
Is that? I'm sorry, the ULM Warhawks, is that a high school? What is that? Where is that?
Louisiana Monroe, baby.
Yes, sir.
You're such a loser for knowing that.
That's a man that plays college football. That's a man that's in dynasty playing college football right there.
That's a man who doesn't have a real job, is what it is. He's got he doesn't have to think about
Monroe, baby, go Warhawks.
That's a man who's never looked at an Excel spreadsheet in his entire life. Caleb, you agreed with me. On Texas beating Ohio State. Are you with me on this one, brother? How blind am I, or do I see clearly?
I can okay. No bias. I'm not going to be biased right now. I can hear it. Right?
By the way, Caleb Bernard, lifelong Texas Longhorn fan, and by lifelong I mean he went to Texas to visit his friend one time 5 years ago, and is now a Texas Longhorns fan. Quite literally the definition of a bandwagon fan. He went down there and immediately got on, didn't take a second look.
Oh, Jeremiah Smith is a good weapon. He's arguably one of the best wide receivers. Sure. Maybe you can argue probably one of the best players on the field, the best player on the field. There's a reason some people pick underdogs, and I just feel like I can see the celebrations. Ohio, are they really locked in? I can see where Texas would have a point to prove as well.
Here he goes with his bullshit fucking vibes thing. No stats behind this.
That's the whole point of the show. That's the whole point of this segment. Get off of him. The whole point of this segment is
I can
vibes.
pull up a graph. Give me Texas. Give me Texas.
Give me Texas. Well,
Just give me Texas.
John,
go.
you have strayed so far. You got Caleb to agree with you. I want to point that out. I need to point that out.
Wow, that's crazy.
maybe
Wow.
Caleb's become wise.
Can
in his
Ohio
years.
win
Have
this
you
game?
considered
Yes.
that?
I can see Ohio winning this game, but it's not asinine to think that the number one ranked
I can-
school in the nation can beat Ohio.
I can see Bane. I can
Yeah,
see Bane
thank you.
coming out.
Thank you, Caleb.
Like, it's not, he's not crazy,
Texas
right?
has the
He's
best,
not saying,
Texas has the best odds to win the national championship, and it's insane they're gonna beat a team.
he's not
Come
saying
on.
the Oregon State Beavers are about to go to the Buckeyes and go beat them
Yeah,
like 70
thank you.
Like, he's,
Yeah, talk
it's the
shit,
best
Caleb.
I
team
would
in the
take
league
the
for a
Oregon.
reason.
I would take the Oregon State Beavers before the Buckeyes because the Buckeyes will be prepared for Texas. They ain't gonna be prepared for the Oregon State Beavers.
Oh,
I don't know
who
about
wins?
that one.
IU
So much.
or
There's so
Buckeyes?
much.
I don't know
There's,
about that
there's
one,
so
but
many
you
ways you
got
can
it.
take that.
You got it. You got it.
Well, that's we're
Whoa.
gonna call it there. That's gonna do it for this episode of No Game Scheduled. What do you want to talk about, Caleb?
Oh, man. Did you
I
see
want
the
to point out
NASCAR
that
driver?
I texted. No, shut up. I texted the group chat 5 hours ago. What do you guys want to talk about this show? Caleb didn't say a damn thing. And as I'm doing the outro, Caleb's like, "Oh, Caleb's been shot on the."
No. There was you might like this. There was
Go
a NASCAR
ahead.
driver that was hospitalized because after he wwon the race, he tried to get out of the window of his car. He fell.
John, you might like that.
What a terrible way to start. My God, what's wrong with you? Oh yeah, you guys are gonna like this. A man was brutally murdered on the street yesterday. What
He
is wrong?
fell and he fell so
What
hard he
part
broke
of
his
this am I gonna
collarbone, and
like?
They had to go to commercial because he was so injured after he fell out of the car after winning the race. And
Are
he,
you talking about
broke
the
his
guy
collar-
that broke his collarbone?
Yeah, Connor.
The one that broke his
Z.
collarbone.
Let's call him-
Okay, he won the race, was coming out, and he celebrated. And he messed up getting out, so he broke his collarbone. Like, okay, I guess we could talk about that. All right, let's pull up the video. Let's analyze it, guys.
Can we get John Boy Media to lip read what he said in that moment?
I got the video pulled up. I'm
Now
watching.
Caleb about to make us do a full discussion post.
We're branching out. We're branching out to new markets.
Here's my 50-word reply to Caleb in that moment. Ready for it? Here's my 50-word reply to Caleb. That's going to do it for this episode of No Game Scheduled. Thank you so very much for watching. We will be back next week to talk about week 2 of the NFL preseason. We will also start touching more about baseball. Ant's walking away. Make sure you go check out Ant at the Northwest Indiana Times and read all the articles and also some of his interviews he's been doing. Ant has been on his grind lately. From Matt Lamsky, Caleb Bernard, Anthony Hudson, and myself, John Massey, thank you for watching. And as always, Matthew?
Podcast out.